It's time for Coach's Corner on Dakota's Best AM 1390 KJAM and AmazingMadison.com.
Giles looking to throw to his right. Deep ball down the sideline. He's got Opdahl by himself. Off his head. He catches it again. It's a 3-touchdown night for Austin Opdahl. They go quick handoff to Freeman, right off right tackle, breaks a couple of tackles, ankle tackle, he's out in open space, he's at the 40, the 50, at the other side of the 40, running into the Case IH red zone, he's got no man to beat, touchdown for Tri-Valley.
Dropping back, looking to pass, grand line of it. He's got lots of time as he rolls out to his right. Now fires a pass, tipped in, intercepted by Noah Guzzi for the Bulldogs. Noah Guzzi picks it off, it was tipped.
Still in the backfield, rolling towards his right is Hansen. Looking to pass, he'll throw a dump route over to Heim. Complete. It'll be a flag thrown on the play. He will cut outside. It'll be a first down. He's running towards the end zone. It'll be touchdown. He tries to make a couple of men miss. Inside, still inside his own 10. Ball is fumbled at the goal line. Picked up by Dakota State. Touchdown, Trojans.
Riley, he stands to the right side of Giles. Giles going to keep it himself. Riley is the lead blocker. Giles dives forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Madison Bulldogs.
Live from Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge in Madison, here are your hosts, Paul and JJ.
Back at it once again, Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge, the home for Coach's Corner this year. So far, 3 weeks into it, we're still on the air. Of course, we're always joined alongside by myself, Paul Vold, here on For Coach's Corner, live from Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge.
Really?
Joined
You're
along.
going to play it?
Yes, joined along. You again. You cut me off again. Joined alongside
you
by
said
my
you were doing it by yourself.
I said joined along. Did I say it?
I'm pretty sure you did.
I said joined alongside myself.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I was too down watching the baseball game.
Yes, of course, we got wild card action going up right behind us, live from Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge. A lot of specials going on tonight here in the Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge. Looking at the giant chalkboard.
8-ounce filet, $23.95.
Sounds like a heck of a deal right there.
Does.
Come on down. Of course, we had our cheeseburgers beforehand. Always good. They got great burgers down here. Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge, of course. Mike always holding it down behind the bar for Sportsman's and doing a great job. And pick-wise, he's definitely holding his own alongside with you. Yes, again, JJ and Mike tied with picks again. Me, on the other hand, I'm at least over 500. That's what counts right now.
I swore you were last week, too.
No, I was 8-8. Look, I got the sheet right in front of me.
I believe
Week
you.
three,
I just thought you did better.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you had some faith in me. Me, on the other hand, always set that bar low. We have another great show ahead for you this evening. For Coach's Corner, we'll be joined alongside Madison Lady Bulldogs volleyball coach Jill Cradaville, along with Chester Area Flyers head coach for their football team, Mr. Brad Benson, and also Dakota State University head football coach Josh Anderson, bringing in a couple of players that will be Jacob Giles and Derek DeBreeze to join us on the show this evening. And no, let's just get this out of the way. JJ, once again.
No, I will not go out with you.
Now, why are you going to go there? This is a family.
Well, that's how you set it up. That's how you set that up.
Okay, fine. We'll play it like that. JJ and Mike once again took the lead in the.
Oh, that's what you want to talk about.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about.
You're all flustered.
I'm all flustered because you had to bring that up.
Well,
the Coach's Corner NFL Pick'em breakdown. Mike and JJ take the lead once again. I'm officially 3 games back. Just the math off the top of my head, sitting with an overall record.
Yeah, but you can make that up.
I could make that up.
In 1 week, you can make that up.
Exactly. JJ and Mike both sitting with an overall record of 20-13. Me leading the rear with 17-16 overall. I'm at least over 500, but at least I was over 500 this week. That I'm happy with. You got to start somewhere. So we got that out of the way. All right.
On to week 5?
On to week 5
week 5.
Well, I'm sure you got something to talk about it, too. Taste of Home coming up tomorrow night.
Taste of Home Cooking School and Expo. Tomorrow night already it's at the Dakota Prairie Playhouse here in Madison.
Absolutely.
You can still buy tickets. $10 for general admission tickets, $50 for VIP tickets. You can buy those tickets on our website right now, AmazingMadison.com. It's a really fun show. We have culinary specialist Karen Davis from the Taste of Home going to join us for the show tomorrow.
Nice.
She's going to be up on stage. She's going to show us how to make a bunch of meals, snacks, desserts,
nice.
drinks. And I think the best part is all the ingredients that you need for these recipes you can find at local grocery stores like Sunshine Foods here in Madison.
That's
If you
awesome.
don't know how to make things other than macaroni and cheese and frozen pizza, that's okay. When you leave, you'll be a cooking pro.
Mm-hmm.
If you do know how to make a bunch of stuff, so reinforce what you know, maybe learn a couple of tricks along the way. It's a really fun time.
Absolutely.
Just your first time,
It'll
right?
be my first
Yeah.
time, plus I'm excited because I don't know how to make food.
Well, there you
I
go.
know how to make 3 things, and
She
again, we
will
talked
make
about this
you a
last
cooking
week. One of
pro.
them is frozen food,
And spaghetti.
and spaghetti, and the other one's some type of meat with rice.
Well, this show is for you.
Absolutely, I'm ready. I'm excited to see what comes about. Get in there with both hands.
8 recipes I know
8
of tomorrow.
recipes. Okay, I will
Yeah.
write them
Covering
down.
everything.
Hopefully, I'll get like some cheat sheets of what I need.
They
and all
have the
that.
recipes.
They have
all
the
broken
recipes.
down.
Perfect.
When you leave, you have everything that you need except
Perfect.
the actual ingredients, which, again, you can find at Sunshine Foods here in Madison.
Absolutely. Again, this is Coach's Corner, live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge, right here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390, AmazingMadison.com. And we're trying to, we're brainstorming of how we can get the past shows on our website as well. Do not fear, we will get those up shortly
Yeah,
and hopefully in the near future.
the technical difficulties.
Lots
that
of
we gotta
technical
work
difficulties.
around somehow.
Again, we'll be joined with Madison Bulldogs volleyball coach Jill Cradaville. Just got the email from Brad Benson, Chester Area Flyers head football coach. He is on his way right now, and also Dakota State University. Now up to number 18 in the national poll. The Trojans will be joining us. Josh Anderson, head football coach, along with Jacob Giles, and also Derek DeVries to round off the show. And, of course, at the end, we'll be making our NFL Week 5 picks along with Mike, myself, JJ, praying that this week will go to my favor. But then again, who knows? Who knows? We will see
You'll
what
do
happens.
fine.
I will
Have
do fine.
confidence.
I do have confidence. Very little confidence. A little confidence is better than no
I'm
confidence.
struggling with this Atlanta-Denver game.
That is a
I
tough
don't
one.
know what to pick.
That is a tough one. Hopefully our first guest will feel free to...
I'm going to ask everyone's opinion.
Yes.
Anybody got an opinion?
I think
Atlanta or Denver?
Coach
Anybody?
Anderson did like my pick earlier, or did like my post earlier with my sign.
Oh, yeah, let's explain this.
Yes, we'll feed
What is
for
that?
picks because at this point I'm looking at any and anybody. Come on down to Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge. Help me with my picks, and I will feed you. Because usually a sign says, we'll work for food.
If somebody comes down to the Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge tonight, and they look at your NFL pick'em sheet and they
Yes.
give you advice, you're going to buy them food.
I'll buy them an appetizer.
Oh, see,
That's food. That's food.
People need to know this.
Yes, I'm
They're
glad
kind
you
of
brought
skipping
that.
on the food.
This is,
Cheeseburgers.
I'm not 100% sure if anybody will actually come down, but if they do, you called my bluff, and for that, appetizer for you, or ma'am.
I never gave you advice. Maybe I should. You going to buy the appetizers?
Well,
Well,
you're
I
going to
can-
go home after the show. You got a bit. You got a
I
bit.
can order it, and then you can wait here. That's how this works.
Oh, come on! Don't give me this.
Hey, I'm just trying to help you out.
This is true, yes. Again, we're live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge here in Madison. Coach's Corner. Of course, our first guest will be joining us here momentarily. Madison Lady Bulldogs volleyball coach Jill Cradaville will be joining us here. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, our first guest will be joining us. Jill Cradaville, this is Coach's Corner live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge right here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390 and AmazingMadison.com.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Call GSN Insurance in Madison today, 556-0242.
Have you ever lost sleep over your real estate property investment? Ever wondered if you owed more money at closing time? Hi, I'm Kelly with Weber Abstract. As a consumer, you have a choice where you close your mortgage, and we have appreciated that choice for the last 60 years. If you are buying a home or refinancing, think of Weber Abstract, serving all of Lake County. Weber Abstract in Madison, 256-4640, or visit us at weberabstract.com. Why go anywhere else?
Wilbur Ellis is a leading provider of innovative solutions in seed technology, as well as plant protection and nutrition. Wilbur Ellis, located in Chester, South Dakota, providing As-Grow and DeKalb brands, various field applications, and local plot data, can provide you with expert advice for your acres. Grow smart and reduce loss. Let Wilbur Ellis address your challenges. Contact your Wilbur Ellis representative at 489-2171. At Wilbur Ellis, they never stop looking ahead.
Planning to use a credit card to cover your upcoming holiday travel expenses or help manage that Christmas shopping list? Why not let the dollars you spend reward you? Twice. Apply for a Dakota Land Federal Credit Union low-interest Visa card today and earn double the reward points for all purchases made between November 1st and the end of the year. The holidays could be twice as nice, earning double the reward points to spend on valuable merchandise and travel. Offer good through the end of December. Some restrictions do apply. Visit DakotaLandFCU.com for details.
Back live at Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge this evening. It is Coach's Corner. Paul, joined along by JJ as well, my co-host, and also now joining us on Coach's Corner, Madison Bulldogs volleyball coach Jill Cradaville. Coach, thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely. You have a busy evening ahead of you. You're gonna, right after this, you're going to head on over to the field house. You're doing some work for the Trojan volleyball team. You're doing lines for that game, I believe.
I was going to, and they actually found somebody else. So I get to just go and enjoy and watch it. One of my college teammates is the head coach at PC. So
gotcha.
I'm still cheering for DSU,
of course.
But I get to go and see some friends. So
of course, the Dakota State Trojan volleyball team taking on a Presentation College tonight, first serve at 7 p.m., I believe that is. And, Coach, overall, your season, 12-6 overall. Last night, your team took on, I believe that was T-Area. You won in 4 sets, 3 sets to 1. You know, after you dropped the first set, 25-18, and then you won the next 3 sets. You know, after that first set, what was your message to your team to kind of get them back into the right track and then take the match?
You know, we had a slow start. We did not pass well last night, but our girls did a nice job adjusting to that. We changed things up going into the second, third, and fourth set. We needed a block on the outside, and we thought, why not put our 6'3" girl over there for a little while and see if we can mix things up. And it seemed to work for us, and so the girls did a nice job bouncing back. It was a little bit of a slow start, but by the end of the match, they were really coming around.
Absolutely. And talking about your team overall, from what I was looking at your schedule, a bit of a streaky team. First, you'll go on, win 3-4 matches in a row, and then you'll hit a bit of a stretch. Of course, you're taking on some tough schools like Falls Christian and West Central. Then you drop 2 out of 3, but then you get right back into it as well. What are some things that lead up to getting onto those good streaks, and then also getting onto some of those short losing streaks as well throughout the season?
Our season, we have a pretty tough schedule. Almost every team we're up against, they're right around 500 or way better than that as well. And so the girls have to come in. They don't get a slack night ever. They have to come in and show up every single night. And I thought, trying to get over some of those is a little bit difficult, but it makes us better too in the long run. And I'd rather have some of those now with a few little hiccups here and there, but the girls are doing a nice job and they're still sticking through. It's not like we're getting blown out. We're at least fighting to the end. And West Central, they're up this year and they have a nice team. They're very scrappy defensively, and we might have fallen apart a little bit in the 5th set, but the girls, we at least know that we can play 5 sets. It's not that we're running out of energy. We just need to know how to finish a match, and so they just have to be able to look at the match that they lost. What did we do? What do we need to improve on, and move on? Because it's not like football. You get a week to prepare. We're back to back. We're Tuesday this week. We're Thursday, tomorrow, and then we go Monday, Tuesday, Saturday. So we don't have a lot of time to process what just happened. We almost just need to think, what did we need to work on and improve on for the next set match?
Absolutely, Coach. Glad that you brought that up. You go do a lot of back-to-back Tuesday, Thursday, then you're right back at it next week as well. Consistency, especially in volleyball, is crucial. Hitting, passing, and serving as well. What are some of the things that your team works on in practice, when you do get a chance to practice, when you're not going back-to-back on games, to try and get better for each match?
Our biggest weakness, I guess, this year so far has been our serve receive. We, even last night, we passed the worst we have all season, and we still won. So that's a good thing, I guess. We're picking up the slack in other places. And so we really focus on a lot of of that and defense, because we have the hitters. We just need to be able to get the ball up to the setter to use them.
Absolutely. Talking about some of your players as well, just looking at your roster, you got Jessie and Jenny Giles, got Shania Schwabach, along with Olivia Rude and Valerie Naustrup. What does each player, bring for the team to make to bring that team cohesiveness together and make this, a good volleyball team?
We do. What's nice is we have a lot of girls. We're pretty young. We have a lot, not young, but we have a lot of juniors. We have 3 seniors who are doing a nice job leading the team and doing some things there, but they all know their roles, and I think that's what helps. We have Nicole Brown out there who's 6'3", who's tall. She can hit over the block. She can block just about anyone. And Olivia Rude in the middle as well, just very athletic. Not many balls she can't jump and reach. And so they all just know their role, and I think that's what's helping us be successful is that, they're not trying to do too much sometimes. And I think teams sometimes get in trouble when everybody wants to be the star on the team, and there has to be that give and take. One night Jessie might have the most kills, another night it might be Olivia, and as long as the girls can understand those roles, I think that helps make the team more successful instead of what about me, set me the ball, and so hopefully maybe we still have some of that I just don't know about, but hopefully the girls can continue to really buy into the role that they have, and we can improve and move on throughout the end of the season.
Absolutely, Coach. Heading into this thick part of the schedule as well, tomorrow night, taking on Sioux Valley, what are some things looking at just before the match to what are going to be some keys for your team to have success tomorrow night? We have to serve aggressively. We did not the other night against T, and they were able to set the ball up every single time. And, our passing is for sure. Sioux Valley's always scrappy. They're right around that 500 all the time or a little bit more than that. And those are kind of the scary teams because their records could technically be way better than what they are, but maybe they didn't finish some of those matches. And, they're usually a team that's very competitive and they're scrappy. And so I'm expecting them to come out tomorrow, and I hope our girls come out tomorrow and just do the little things on our side. And that's what I always tell the girls. We can know as much as we want about the other team, but if we can't focus on our fundamentals and our keep the errors on our side down, it doesn't matter what they're doing on that side as long as we can control what we do. Absolutely. Coach, thanks again for coming on. We appreciate the time, and have fun tonight at the KFC match. Yes, we will. Absolutely. That is Jill Cradaville here on Coach's Corner, head volleyball coach for the Madison Lady Bulldogs, right here on Coach's Corner, live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge. We'll take a break. When we come back, hopefully our next guest, Brad Benson with the Chester Area Flyers football team, joins us. This is Coach's Corner, live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge on Dakota's Best, AM 1390 and AmazingMadison.com.
Come on into the sunshine.
Sunshine has everything you need to host game night. From burgers to brats and great deli items like potato salad, coleslaw, and chicken, as well as take and bake pizza, Sunshine Foods has you covered. Need to stock up on beverages? Check out the wine and spirits department at Sunshine Foods. Sunshine Foods in Madison, your one-stop shop for game night.
Neighborhood fresh, neighborhood feel, Sunshine Foods.
Twin Lakes Animal Clinic, TLAC.
Take special care of your animals with Twin Lakes Animal Clinic in Madison and the Howard Animal Clinic with Doctors Tom, Dave, Brooke, and Jennifer. They're on hand with helpful hints on animal care. For your vacation, rely on Twin Lakes for boarding facilities. Call for details. From house pets to complete livestock herds, Twin Lakes of Madison and the Howard Animal Clinic are stocked with both small and large animal supplies. Call Twin Lakes Animal Clinic for helpful hints on your animal care.
Mustang Seeds, your proven leader with proven performance for over 53 years. Providing top-notch service that area producers have come to expect, Mustang Seeds provides the service and products to maximize yields and quality harvest. Mustang Seeds is the best choice for having your farming operation succeed. Contact your seed expert today at Mustang Seeds, 605-256-6529, or online at mustangseeds.com.
You can count on our seeds year after year, planting your future. Mustang Seeds.
Sometimes spending a little can save you a lot. Taking time to implement some energy-saving features in your home will not only save you money, but help protect our environment. Make the switch to compact fluorescent light bulbs. They use 75% less electricity and last up to 10 times longer than incandescent bulbs. And plug air leaks around windows and doors with weather stripping or caulk. Install a programmable thermostat to automatically adjust your home's temperature for energy savings day and night. Properly insulating your attic will save money year-round by preventing air leaks. These energy-saving tips brought to you by Heartland Consumers Power District, the power of forward thinking.
Back at Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge this evening. It is Coach's Corner, of course, live as always from 6 to 7 p.m. right here in Madison at Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge. We are now joined on Coach's Corner with head football coach for the Chester Area Flyers, Mr. Brad Benson. Coach, good seeing you again. Thanks for coming on.
You bet, Paul. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You just said during our break that you had gotten done with a community service project, I believe is what you said. You know, your team is on a bye this week, so a little bit of team bonding. Is that what you said?
You bet. You know, as a coach, you try and make them good athletes and good students, but you also have to make them a well-rounded person. And a couple of years ago, I decided that during our bye week, we'd do something for the community, and I kind of stole this idea from the Elks. They used to deliver carnations at Christmas time, and they called it Elks Care, Elks Share. Well, we do Flyers Care, Flyers Share, and I buy the carnations, and we go to the nursing homes here in town, in Madison, and then we try and hit some of the people, the older people around Chester, Wentworth, that kind of serve our area, and I tell you what, the boys just absolutely love it, and they get a kick out of it. And you'd be amazed at what one flower does to brighten somebody's day, and the boys will sit and talk to the people, and it's a feel-good day for me.
Absolutely, Coach, especially during that bye week. You're preparing, you're trying to get healthy as well, and you're also preparing for next week's game. Currently sitting 5-1 overall and on a 3-game winning streak. A couple of weeks ago, you beat a good team in Scotland, 50 to 18 2 weeks ago, and then this past Friday, you defeated Viborg Hurley by the score of 54 to 14. I did your game a few weeks ago against Howard at home. It's also your homecoming. Offensively, what are some things that your team has been doing to have so much success on the offensive side, especially in these last couple of weeks?
Well, the thing is, you try and put your players where they're going to make you the most successful, and early on we started running a little double tight and we'd run split backs, and we just weren't having a lot of success with that. So we started going to the spread a little bit and going to the full wide receiver set, and I tell you what, the kids, that's what I've run since I've been coach. But with the guys we thought we'd maybe just try and switch it up a little bit. And with South Dakota weather, it's going to be handy to have that double tight set in there. But I tell you what, that spread, you put your athletes out in space and make it a numbers game, and our kids just seem to respond to that.
Yeah, especially, I have a lot of guys that are capable of running the ball. You have some players like Hayden Ewald, Cole, and Brent Anderson, along with your quarterback, Jesse Kreitzfeld, as well. What are some of the things that each of them bring towards the game to, have success on the offensive side of the ball and also on the other side defensively, too?
Well, and now the one thing about it is, Jesse at Scotland went out with his hamstring. So Devin Eppert stepped in and has done a great job and running the football a ton for us. And if Devin runs the option, and that's probably his forte. And when you run the option in 9-man football, that's a tough thing to stop.
That it is.
And, because you have to, defensively, you have to play assignment football, and you just don't see a lot of teams that are disciplined to do that. They're ready to chase the dive or sit on the quarterback, and then you got the pitch man. So, but each one of my players brings it different. You look at Brent Anderson, who is probably our go-to guy out of the spread because we only have one running back, and he carries the ball a lot. But you also have the second weapon with Hayden. Now Hayden's got a cast on his hand because he had wrist surgery, but he's a little tough. We try and find him ways to get him the ball in space. Cole Anderson, another good little running back for us. And then you have Cade Larson, who probably undoubtedly one of the faster guys in the state. I think he got second in the 200 last year, and
that certainly helps on the football side.
And then you got a 6'7" kid that could catch the ball and got pretty good hands on the other side. So the DeVries kid, and then we have another kid that's been starting to peek in there and sneak in there. Is Riley Greenhoff, who's a speed merchant in himself. So
definitely have a lot of players on, a good amount of good skill guys on your team. Definitely a good mix of youth experience as well. Definitely pay dividends out, in the next few years or so.
Definitely, and the thing is well, Marcus Simonson, he's been with me. He started now, I think, 3 years at center, and I don't know, it's an unglorious spot. He's a senior now, but I think in those 3 years that he started for me, I think we've had one bad snap, and we run primarily shotgun. That's just something you don't see, and I'm proud of that. And then my linemen, I have Cole Pry and Logan Pry are my guards, and they've kind of been our stalwarts. We've had some issues with holding and some penalty issues, and we're finally starting to get that ironed out by moving our feet and getting proper placement. But a lot of that's just mental stuff that we could take care of. So, with our seniors are a big part of this group, and it's tough. We have a lot of seniors. I think we have 11 seniors, and
wow.
Yeah, they're a good group of kids.
Absolutely.
But,
Coach, as well, of course, we are joined on Coach's Corner live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge right here on Dakota's Best AM 1390, AmazingMadison.com as well, joined with Brad Benson, head football coach for the Chester Area Flyers. You're on your bye week right now, currently sitting 5-1 overall. Next week, you take on Irene, Wakanda, and then followed by Parker to round off your regular season. Especially in this bye week, what has been practice been like? Kind of keep those reps going in anticipation of a game, but even though you're not playing this week.
And I'm going to steal this from SDSU because they had their bye week, and I follow Coach Stig, and but they call it their improvement week,
Okay.
and that's a big thing, We can rep, but the biggest thing we need to do is get healthy. I sat 3 starters last week against Viborg Hurley, and the biggest thing is we got to get healthy. Tuesday, I kind of surprised the kids, and I had South Dakota National Guard was nice enough to bring in one of their drill sergeants, and he put them through a bevy of team building stuff, and kind of broke them down a little bit, and then build them back up, and kind of give the kids. And I thought they responded really well to that. But we're going to practice. We didn't practice tonight because we did our community service, Flyers Care, Flyers Share. Now we'll go hard Thursday and Friday, and then we'll have a full another week to get ready for Irene. So
yeah, exactly. That was going to be my next question. Preparation, anticipation for next week. What are some things that you're going to be working on early next week in anticipation for that game against Irene?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, and Irene is they have a lot of athletes. They get second in the state basketball tournament last year, and they have some good athletes. They're not real big up front, and they aren't going to just pound it at you, but they're the similar team to us. They'll spread you out and use their athletes in space. So this could be a 4-hour-long game because they throw the ball quite a bit, and we're going to look to throw the ball quite a bit because we've been majority. We put up. I joked with the kids last week, and I said, here's the deal. I said, I want 400 on the ground. I said, and that's a lofty number. In 9-man football, I'm going to tell you, you can achieve that because of just the number and the width of the field, and you can get to the edge. But we ended up with 391 yards.
Just right there. It was right.
The funny thing is, we had put some of our younger kids, the JV kids, in, and we took a couple sacks, or we'd have been over 400. So
just right there, almost had that goal. Coach, Thanks again for coming on. Best of luck to you, in next week and especially the rest of the way this season.
All right. Sounds good, gentlemen. I listened to you on the way up here. Sounds good. I love to have this.
All righty, sir. We appreciate it. That is Chester Area Flyers head football coach, Mr. Brad Benson, on Coach's Corner. We'll take a break. Got a couple of gentlemen waiting for us, Jacob Giles and Derek DeVries from the Dakota State University football team, number 18 in the entire nation for NAIA. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will speak with those two gentlemen coming up. This is Coach's Corner, live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge, right here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390, and AmazingMadison.com.
Advanced Contracting Solutions LLC in Madison offers full concrete, roofing, insulation, and spray foam insulation for residential and light commercial projects. They make it their goal to not only use the highest quality products for their projects, but also to provide their clients with quality work that will last for years to come at an affordable price. For an estimate, contact Jeremiah today at 605-270-1299 or stop out at their location on Highway 34 in Madison. Start your next project today with Advanced Contracting Solutions LLC of Madison. Visit them online at acsroofingandfoam.com.
At East River Federal Credit Union, we offer slam dunk rates so you can get the car, truck, or recreation vehicle of your dreams without breaking your budget. Talk with one of our loan officers about financing or refinancing with our all-star rates. Visit eastriverfcu.com or call 256-8145 and ask us how we can save you money today. East River Federal Credit Union proudly supports the Madison Bulldogs and is member NCUA insured and equal opportunity lender.
Trust your farming operation with the locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. With their state-of-the-art facility, Farmers Ag Center offers trusted advice when it comes to fertilizer, seed, and crop protection products. Area producers can expect accurate and timely advice, including efficient delivery and application of products during all seasons. Locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. The leaders in the field, the leaders in customer service, proud to serve area farmers and proud to support area communities.
At this very moment, a team of exceptional people are at work in Madison. Their skill and compassion make a difference in so many lives. They are the team of highly trained medical professionals at the Madison Regional Health System. From emergency and surgical services to rehabilitation, our team is here for you. For over a century, the Madison Regional Health System has been providing quality, cost-effective medical care close to home. Madison Regional Health, committed to quality medical practice and high ethical standards.
Back live at Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge this evening. It is Coach's Corner. Now joined alongside with myself, JJ. We're now joined by Dakota State Trojans quarterback for the number 18 team in the entire nation, Mr. Jacob Giles. Jacob, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, sir. You know, on the season, a very impressive numbers, I would say, in my first season calling for Trojans football, averaging 297 yards per game, 24 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He already broken the single-season record for touchdown passes in one season. And this was an interesting stat when I was looking at the stats earlier today. 11 total receivers this season have touched the ball, you know, with an experience and, you know, just comfort level with your receiving core. You know, you get a lot of guys involved, and it certainly makes it difficult for, you know, defenses to shut down one guy and be able to stop this offense.
Yeah, I think you can tell we just have a lot of athletes on the team. And that says a lot of people want to come out here and make plays. And with injuries or people being tired, there's some people stepping up, and it just shows how deep the team really is.
Absolutely, especially, you know, you have some guys that you've been playing with for a long time. You got Preston Nordling, you got Austin Opdahl as well. You've been playing with him for a number of years as well. You also got some of those guys, you know, every time, you know, Preston was on 2 weeks ago, Austin was on last week, talking about, you know, especially in the off season, it really helps when you guys are together and just working on things, especially over the summer as well.
Yeah, over the summer we had our whole offense was here the entire summer, and just getting that chemistry going. And we talked in the summer with, okay, you're going to take away Opdahl for a game, we'll go to Preston, or you're going to try to take away those two, we'll throw it to Mitch Galloway. That's another thing with having enough weapons, that you take away something, well, we have something else to go with that.
Absolutely. And, you know, talking about, you know, this is bye week for you guys, you know, 5-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys on the team, you know, especially on the offensive side, they're a little banged up, you know, and they're very happy that this bye week has come. And especially for you as well, you took a couple of big hits in that game against Waldorf last week. And I'm sure, you know, you're just happy as can be that the bye week is here, especially, you know, just try to get healthy and get better at the same time.
Yeah, this bye week just came at such a great time. It's almost mid-season, and it's a great time for us to get refreshed both mentally and physically, really get our bodies healthy, and it'll give us that extra week to get ready for a big game against Valley.
Exactly, taking on Valley City State next week at Trojan Field, of course, at 4 p.m. kickoff. You can hear that game over on our sister station, over on Jammin' Country 103, and also AmazingMadison.com. You know, there's one thing that I've noticed as well. You know, in that the game before, I believe it was St. Ambrose when you set the 7 touchdown record. You know, the game before against Dort, got banged up. You're in a walking boot for most of the week. And Coach Anderson and I were talking about this before that game. You know, you hadn't taken a single rep at practice all week. You know, Jared Richardson, taking all the snaps. And then you go out onto the field, and then you throw 7 touchdowns in that game. You know, how much is the mental side of the game, preparation leading up to team meetings, watching film, how much does that go into, you know, game day, and especially when you get out onto the field?
Well, one thing that we always stress with our team is taking mental reps. You're not going to get an exact look with the scout team. So just watching film and just looking at what would you do in there, and especially that week, I really focused on the mental reps because that's all I knew that's all I was going to get.
Absolutely, and especially, you know, I've said this a few times, also Coach Anderson as well, you know, when you're out on the field, it's like having another coach out onto the field. You know, how much pride do you take into, you know, your play calling decisions, and also when to know when you have a certain look that you see from the defense to be able to maybe check into another play, and also be able to, you know, take the mental side of it and apply it to real-life situations.
That's such a great feeling to go out there, and when a defense comes out in a different formation and looking out there knowing exactly what we want to run, from talking in meetings and Coach Anderson saying, if we get this, we want to run this play, and being able to realize that and running that play, and if we get a 15-yard gain, that's such a great feeling. I know Coach Anderson and Coach Hoddle are offensive
Coach Hoddle as well.
We just love that when everything matches up how we want it to.
Absolutely. Jacob, thanks for coming on the show. We always appreciate it, you know, especially going into next week as well, another conference matchup against Valley City. You know, it is a bye week, but at the same time, I'm sure you guys are looking somewhat ahead to see what Valley City is going to be bringing into your matchup against next week.
Yeah, we've already started watching film on Valley City. We haven't gotten really into it, but we're looking at what do they like to line up, what plays do we want to run against them, and just going to get familiar with it. So when we start next week and really start hard right away.
All right. Thank you again, sir. We'll probably get Derek over here if he's ready to go. Looks like he's a little bit eager as well. It is Jacob Giles, quarterback for your number 18 ranked Dakota State University Trojans. Now we are joined on Coach's Corner, live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge. Derek DeVries on the defensive side of the ball for your Trojans. Derek, thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. You know, on the season, 32 total tackles, a half tackle for loss, 2 interceptions as well, both in that first matchup against Waldorf, and also 1 fumble recovery. You know, coming into the season, you guys had a young defense as well. A lot of new starters on the defensive side of the ball. You know, you being a junior as well, an upperclassman especially with the defensive backs. You know, is one thing that you're going into the season, try to get these young guys comfortable with the situation and get them ready for the season that you guys have had so far.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard start for us. The first few games, we gave up a lot of yards and a lot of points. I mean, that's kind of given with such a young team and not a lot of experience. We started the year and only about 3 of us on the whole defense had any experience on varsity. So that was something to get used to, especially with those young guys. We just had to have them buy into the system and know their roles and do their role.
Absolutely. You know, in the last few weeks, especially those 2 games against Waldorf, you know, you came up with 2 interceptions that first game 3 weeks ago, and then also a fumble recovery in the week after that. You know, what is one thing as a defensive back that you try to see to get the right matchup? You know, Waldorf had a lot of big receivers, a lot of tall, and, you know, I'm seeing a lot of 6'2", 6'3". You know, one guy was 6'7", and even though in the last week's game he was hurt for that game, Benjamin Mao, I believe that was. You know, with that the tall receiving core that you go up against, you know, what is one thing or a couple of things that you try to look for to try and get the right matchup on the defensive side?
Against Waldorf, we ran a lot of man coverage with 1 free player, and pretty much our coach told us, hey, if you're free, get to the tallest receiver. Most of our corners aren't the tallest, but they're good at making plays, but it was just get to the tallest receiver and help them out. Tall receivers are tough to cover, especially when they throw deep, but we did pretty decent, I think.
It certainly got a little interesting, that's for sure. You know, they cut down the lead at one point, 16-13. Then offense rattled off 21 straight points to secure that 36-13 victory over Waldorf last week. 2 wins over Waldorf in the 3 weeks actually. You know, I was looking. You know, you got young guys like you got Mackay Davis, you got Michael Cleveland as well, Preston Madden in the mix as well. You know, you being an older guy, especially on the defensive backs, you know, you try to get out there and try to coach him up a little bit, try to be the leader of that defensive core on the backside?
Yes, definitely. Right away it was pretty rough. A lot of those guys were here during the spring, so that did help getting chemistry together. But, they're still learning. We're only, 5 games in, and, still learning a few things, but I think we got a good hang of it.
Absolutely. And, it is the bye week. You guys off this weekend, then you go into you're back at home taking on Valley City State. The guys banged up on the offensive, defensive side, trying to get healthy as well. What are the things that you guys are working on this week in practice and leading up into next week as well to try to get the leg up against Valley City?
Yeah, our biggest thing is recovery. A lot of guys are banged up on our defense, and we don't have much depth, so we definitely need to get those guys healthy. Today we did start already preparing for Valley City, so with our bye week, you take advantage of it. Take advantage of the opportunities you have to jump on it early so we get prepared for next week.
Absolutely. Derek, thanks again for coming on Coach's Corner. Hopefully we can pry Coach Anderson over here real quick. He's having a nice, intelligent conversation with our previous guest, Mr. Brad Benson, as looks like Coach is making his way over. It was Derek DeVries for the Trojan football team. Now we are joined alongside for our head coach for your nationally ranked number 18 Dakota State University Trojans, Josh Anderson. Coach, thanks for coming on, like always.
Hey, you know it, buddy. That never gets old. I like that.
Yeah, you like it's got a nice little ring to it.
Each week, just keep counting down, too.
Exactly. I was thinking maybe up to 17, but again, 18. That's a good start. Who knows what we'll get this coming week after you guys pick up a win against Valley City. Of course, got to be careful on that side. Last week against Waldorf, in our post-game interview, it was you basically said it was a little frustrating that when they made it a little interesting towards that second half, the start of the second half, and then, after a few series back and forth, a couple turnovers on each side, then the offense just kind of pulled away. What was, going into halftime, what was your message to your team, with it being the score that it was?
Well, just, and I apologize about that as well. When I came up in the booth there, I was a little intense. That's
all right. That's all right.
Felt like I made you a little nervous up there.
It was a tight corner too. I will say that I had basically about the width of this table that we have here to work with, and a window maybe about 2-3 feet across.
Yeah, well, and my wife too, when she was watching that game, she said she was struggling. And of course the video feed has the opponents being so biased on there too, where she's an ornery little one, so I was concerned about that, texting her after the game too. But yeah, to answer your question, at halftime, really they came out with a different defense and just different things that we had practiced all week and didn't see the first game. Or so from our game, and then they played Valley City the next game, they had a whole different concept as well. So we were preparing for those two things, which was tough enough to try and prepare for two different defensive looks and fronts. And then they came out, so 3 weeks in a row they did 3 different things. And obviously we weren't prepared for what they were throwing at us, but it didn't take too long for us to figure it out. But when we did, we really then got things going in the second half. Like came out and had starting off a scoring drive right away, and thought we had that figured out as well. But man, those defensive backs again. The both times we played Waldorf, they're really really good.
Especially Dubin Mawuzu came up with another interception for Waldorf. He was a guy that was just all over the field. Every time it seemed like you guys were throwing down towards the sideline or a quick out, he was right there and he was breaking up passes.
Yep, and we're not very difficult to break down offensively. It's just that we do it pretty darn good. But and then after the fact, when we got in the second half, we really felt like we were running the ball really well. And so both times we played Waldorf, we've got inside the 30, inside the 25 a lot, and didn't really come away with a lot of points in both games. Well, and Jake was making some checks like usual and making some good checks, but then they got so loud, they got some momentum, got some excitement, so they were really starting to get in it, like you said, after the game too. And of course, he couldn't make a check, and the offensive line heard one thing, the receivers heard another thing, and he checked to a pass, and the receivers weren't running anything, so he got his bell rung.
He definitely got all his money's worth and then some. Did Marcel Lindner in on that sack, and also Jake took a hit. He took a hit, but that comes with the position it does.
Yeah, thank God he got up.
Thank goodness he did.
And watching it on film afterwards, his head didn't snap and hit the ground, so that was good. And obviously that's why he got up and didn't have a concussion or anything. But after that, honestly, it was really a defining moment in the game because that really sparked me and got me all upset and hot and bothered. And after that, I just was on the horn with Coach Hoddle up in the booth, as well as the offense on the sideline. I got them on the sideline. I just said, we're not checking one more thing. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to run right at these guys, and if they can stop that, then they can have this game. But we are coming at them, and, of course, Hagan and Rob just behind that big offensive line and, our tight ends as well. And our receivers blocked incredibly well,
Absolutely.
too. So, boy, we just went right down the field, three times in a row. And, of course, our defense gave us a short field because they had to go for it on fourth downs, and we stopped them. And, boy, we capitalized on that. So that was very encouraging to see that we were able to, get some things done with our backs against the wall. And it just kind of shows the mentality of these guys of never to give up and, and finding a way to win, despite the fact that, you prepare for 6 days straight to one thing and you see a whole different. And that's frustrating as a coach. That's the part of playing somebody twice that's frustrating enough. And like I said, this Waldorf team is a very good athletic team. If they ever start to kind of really get their niche and play together, boy, look out. But you know what? They've got some individuals that were, pretty darn salty.
Yes, definitely, indeed. This being the off week, you're back at home next Saturday against Valley City State. Looking at the rest of the schedule, too, we got Valley City State next weekend, next Saturday at home. Then we go up to Dickinson the week after. Then we're back home against Mayville, and then we finish off the season at Presentation. Heading towards this home stretch of the schedule, the preparation as well, especially with it being the off week, what does the preparation go into, especially when you have a whole week off before you get into your next game?
Right, and obviously it is a week off, but really we've stressed in our leadership guys and our seniors have really stressed the fact that it's not a week off in the sense of us preparing. It is a chance for us to get healed up, and so we're only going to practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week because you try not to go too much to really push these guys too hard, but you don't want to go so lazy that it seems like an off week. We're still trying to prepare. We have 2 weeks to prepare for a really good Valley City team, so we want to take advantage of that, but also need to heal up. We got some guys that really, really just need some time off, so this really couldn't have come at a better time. But it's easier to get these guys motivated because it's Valley City, and it doesn't matter if we're 5-1 or 1-5. Valley City beat us last year after we went up to their place. We beat them for 3.5 quarters. And we lost in the last 2 minutes just of our own discipline issues. And so our guys have this circled, and I don't care if we're rated or they're rated. Somebody asked me tonight, too, earlier at a meeting, what's their record now? It's like, gosh, I don't even know. Honestly, I really don't care. We've just had this game circled, too, along with some previous games that we had this year, but this is one that we definitely had highlighted. So it's a perfect scenario, having a bye week, and not worrying about guys, because even the aura today at practice was just so, listen, this is Valley City. We are focused. We want these guys. We know if we beat Valley City, it's a big game against Dickinson. Everybody knows that, and that's perfectly fine, but I can tell you there's no looking past Valley City. They deserve our full attention, and they're going to get it, and then some. But so I keep telling them, too, like, hey, Dickinson will be there when that time comes. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to look ahead. But Mayville and Presentation are really good too. I'm not gonna try and say that if we're lucky enough to beat Valley City and Dickinson that we can cruise home from there and be conference champs. That's not the case. We have to be focused. These last 4 games are the toughest 4 in the conference. So, and that's nothing against Jamestown or Waldorf either. I mean, they were tough enough to beat as well. So. This is definitely a time where we've got to have everybody healed up and ready to go.
Absolutely, and it certainly helps when you have a week off, especially to get healed up and get ready to go, especially, again, that game against Valley City is going to be one fresh in a lot of minds, especially of your players as well. They're going to be ready to go, and I'm excited to see what we got for next Saturday.
And, hey, man, we might even have a press box war with you and Joel Morgan.
Yes, the return of the prodigal son, Joel Morgan, that is making his return to Madison. I've yet to meet him, so I'm excited, and I'm also a little apprehensive to see what if we're gonna have a little bit of a
You got him on a pedestal.
I got him on.
He's not that good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Again, we're gonna be talking before the game as well. I'm sure we'll be talking the night before as well.
Joel. He heard that comment.
Of course he did. He's listening.
Well, I tell you what, you tell Joe, you talk some trash, man. I tell you what.
I can't do it. That's him. I cannot talk trash. I don't have a mean bone in my eye.
Hey, Joe, if you're listening, let me tell you something, buddy. You left. You left us. You left the wrong team.
Coach, thanks again for coming on.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you again, sir. Take care. Absolutely. That is head coach for your Dakota State Trojans, number 18 team in the all of NAIA. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll have our NFL Week 5 picks live from Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge. This is Coach's Corner right here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390 and AmazingMadison.com.
The new fall selections at Stan's men's and women's apparel are out of this world. Many name brands like Silver, Columbia, Under Armour, and Cool with great-looking boots, shoes, jewelry, and sportswear. Be ready when that cold weather hits with a new coat, sweater, or jacket. And right now, when you purchase any regular-priced fall or winter item, get 25% off the second one. Get the latest styles and save at Stan's men's and women's apparel in downtown Madison, where service always comes first.
Bob's Electric is celebrating 65 years of serving the Salem, Howard, and Madison areas with all your electrical needs. As a way of saying thank you to their friends, customers, and the community, they will be serving free walking tacos on Friday, September 23rd from 11 to 2 or until gone. Bob's Electric's also giving away a trip to the Mall of America, including passes to Nickelodeon Universe, the aquarium, mini golf, and bowling. Bob's Electric serving all your wiring needs since 1951, whether farm, residential, or commercial.
The importance of insurance is to protect obligations in your life. Cundert Williams is the oldest independent insurance agency in Madison. Cundert Williams will protect your tomorrows with the company that offers the best coverage at the best price. Call Cundert Williams today for free, no-obligation price quotes and multi-policy discount. Service is our claim to fame.
Stop in at Cundert Williams Insurance at 122 West Center Street in Madison.
Gain an immediate career advantage through more than 40 majors enhanced with technology. Dakota State University in Madison offers South Dakota's only degrees in several computing-related disciplines, along with tech-infused programs in education, business, communications, health, math, and science. Dakota State students benefit from small classes and individual attention from faculty members who have applied experience. Need to know more? Browse dsu.edu or call 888 DSU 9988.
Back live at Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge. This is Coach's Corner, as it is now time. We get towards the end of our show. It is now time for our NFL Week 5 picks. Of course, our Week 5 picks taking place right here live at Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge. We are now joined alongside with our good friend Mike. Mike, you had a pretty good week last week, along with JJ as well. Both 9-6 last week. Me, on the other hand, 8-7. Making the right direction. I'm making my strides, and Lord knows how this week is going to go pick wise. And well, shall we get down to it, gentlemen?
Let's do it.
You know, I did forget the belt, the championship belt that goes each week to
because
the
I
winner.
made you move it.
Yes, it is because
it's
you
my
made
fault.
Yes,
it's my fault.
It's both our faults. I should have remembered, and then. You know, you moved it. Well, you told me.
Put it in a neutral spot. You have
How
to
was I not neutral?
Like you won it and you didn't. So I put it in neutral.
I'm the one who brought the idea up in the first place, okay?
That doesn't mean you get the belt.
All right, fine. Leave it at that. It's both our faults. We'll move on next week. Again, both you two tied last week, 10-6, or actually 9-6 last week. Me at 8-7. Let's get right down to it. Thursday night matchup: Arizona at San Francisco. The battle of the 1-3 teams out west. Also divisional matchup. We'll start with JJ this week.
I got San Francisco.
San Francisco, Mike?
I got 49ers.
I got San Francisco as well with Blaine Gabbert, Mr. No Flow, no problems against a questionable Arizona team because Carson Palmer, I believe, has been ruled out. He has been ruled out. And we were talking before, we don't even know who's going to start for them. So
yeah, who's their backup?
I don't
even know.
I have no idea.
No?
So we're just going to go San Fran in that matchup at the new Candlestick, the big denim jeans at Levi Stadium. Next matchup, return of the prodigal one that is Mr. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
You know
Tom
his full
Brady.
name?
Yes. I am a Patriots fan. I have to know Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.'s name. Yes, Tom Brady making his return against the 0-4 Cleveland Browns. We just all assume that we picked New England.
Ready? Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots, yes. They're going to move on to 4-1, and there's going to be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Next matchup, 3-0 Philadelphia taking on the 1-3 Lions. JJ, who did you take?
You know, I was going to pick the Lions.
Okay.
But I do believe Philadelphia is going to pull through.
Ooh. Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I got the Eagles.
I got the Eagles, too, in this one. I just think the way that offense has just been going, Carson Wentz having a lot of success, of course, the great College of North Dakota State. Coach Anderson approves, as always, his alma mater as well, and just definitely a good quarterback that they chose there, and, of course, opened up the door after Sam Bradford came to the ones in purple with the Vikings. So we all picked Philadelphia in this one. Next matchup, we got Chicago at Indianapolis. Again, 1-3 teams, JJ.
Indianapolis.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I got the Colts as well.
I took Chicago.
I knew you were
I
going
took
to.
Chicago.
Because Cutler's not playing.
Yes,
And
it's
Brian
because,
Hoyer's-
Brian Hoyer, he adds another level on that offensive side. If they are able to work the ball, whether it be Joique Bell or Jeremy Langford, and get that receiving core, Alshon Jeffrey. They also got a guy that didn't even have last year, Kevin White out of West Virginia. I think he's a better ball manager than Cutler, and I think Chicago finds a way. Indianapolis, I mean, they couldn't get it done last week. I mean, they're down 20. Was it
Neither
20?
did Chicago.
Neither did Chicago, but
All right.
I'm just.
This is why you have
Did
losing
Chicago
record.
win last week?
This is why
They
you have
beat
a lo-
Detroit.
Well,
Chicago
either
beat,
way.
Yeah, Chicago beat Detroit.
Well, that pick is why you're losing.
Next matchup here quickly, we got Tennessee at Miami. Again, a lot of 1-3 teams, 13 1-3
Is
teams.
there that many 1-3 teams ever?
I looked it
feel
up
like
as
it's
I
a
was
lot.
trying to get all the records. Believe me, it was a lot of 1-3.
It's a lot, right?
It's a lot. 13 of them. JJ, who do you have?
I got the Titans.
Titans?
I went with the Dolphins.
I went with the Dolphins, too, in this one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we got to get some separation.
down.
Next matchup, we got the Washington quote-unquote Redskins taking on the Baltimore Ravens in the battle for Maryland. JJ.
Ravens.
Mike. And we all go with Ravens, move on to 4-1 on the season. Next matchup we'll save for the Vikings game towards the end. We will go New York Jets at Pittsburgh. JJ.
Pittsburgh.
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 All right, Pittsburgh once again. They come out on top against the Jets. Atlanta at Denver. Me and JJ were talking about this.
Undecided.
Yeah, you're still undecided?
Your dad texted you about the difference is going to be who's going to start quarterback for Denver.
You said they were preparing for Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, like on Tuesday they're preparing for Siemian, but nothing's official.
You know, I
So it might be Paxton.
I can't go up against a guy who came from a small school, Paxton Lynch, the backup out of Memphis, same conference that Case Keenum came out of, the Conference USA, except he went to Houston. But I went Atlanta in this one because I feel like after that matchup last week, Julio Jones, 300 yards receiving and just video game numbers for Matt Ryan as well.
That's what it comes down to. Is it going to be Atlanta's offense doing it again or Denver's defense doing it again?
I got Atlanta's offense. So I took Atlanta in this one. Mike, who'd you take?
I went with the Broncos.
You went the Broncos?
See, I was going to hope one of you. I was going to you guys as a tiebreaker. All right, I'm picking Atlanta.
You're taking Atlanta.
Oh, don't let me down.
Oh.
Don't let me down.
You already set yourself up for a world of hurt. Next matchup, we got Cincinnati at Dallas, 2-2 Cincinnati versus 3-1 Dallas. JJ.
Dallas.
Took Dallas?
I took Dallas.
You know, I took Cincinnati. I don't know why. I got Andy
ginger.
Dalton. What's that?
The ginger.
The ginger. The red rifle. I got Andy Dalton coming back to his home state, tore it up with TCU in his college days. I got Cincinnati. It may come down to whoever has the ball last offensively. It could be a shoot-'em-out type of game. Both kind of iffy defenses, but I think Cincinnati's got enough playmakers on their side defensively to make a difference. All right, we'll shoot quickly here. Buffalo at Los Angeles. JJ.
Rams.
Rams?
I got the Rams.
I got the Rams this week as well. Case Keenum, a.k.a. Keenum's Keepers. Got San Diego at Oakland, the battle for California. JJ.
Raiders.
Raiders?
I went Raiders.
I went Raiders as well. Derek Carr tearing it up for the Black Hole in Oakland. New York Giants at Green Bay for the Sunday night game, JJ.
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah, I went Packers as well.
I went Packers as well. All right.
Really? I thought you were going Giants.
I did too, but yes, you did talk me out of it. It doesn't happen too often. All right, we'll get this next Sunday game. We got Houston coming into the Big Bank, U.S. Bank Stadium against the Vikings. 3-1 versus 4-0. JJ, who you got?
Vikings.
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 And we are all in correct as well. I went Vikings as well. Last game, Monday night matchup, Tampa Bay versus Carolina. Again, 1-3 teams this time in the NFC South. JJ.
I'm giving it to Tampa Bay
Okay.
because Cam Newton has not been cleared to play yet.
This is true.
I went with the Panthers.
Really?
Panthers, a little bit
All
of
right. All right.
a former Cleveland QB, that is Derek Anderson, probably getting the start. Not they could have avoided this all if they would have stuck with Jimmy Clausen down in Carolina. I went Tampa Bay. Hey,
Really?
yes, he got drafted and played. 2 years later, they draft this guy Cam Newton, I think his name is. Never heard of him before, but
Where's Jimmy Clausen playing?
exactly. He was
Is he even on the team?
No, I don't think so. He was on Chicago last year. Actually, started a few games for them, and I don't know where he ended up.
Oh, all right.
I went Tampa Bay in this one. I think infamous Jameis is from my college days. That's what we called him, infamous Jameis. Finds a way to get it done. I got Tampa Bay in this one. Of course, that is our NFL Week 5 picks. Thanks again, Mike, for coming on. I'm sure you got people to take care of with all the...
Dude's beer looks low.
Yeah, you may need a refresher here pretty soon. Of course, we thank you for coming on, and we'll let you know how everything happens next week.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you, sir. That is Mike joining us for our NFL Week 5 picks for Coach's Corner. That's going to about do it for us, I would say. That is it. Of course, next week, we already have a couple guests lined up. We got Bob Courts, the Madison High School cross-country coach. We got undefeated Madison Bulldogs football coach Max Hodgen coming on as well. That's going to be a good one. Hopefully they're able to get it done this week. I think they will as well. And, of course, this is Coach's Corner live from Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge. Big thank you to Mason back in the studio in downtown Madison. Again, we thank you for listening to Coach's Corner. We'll be back here same time, same place, 6 to 7 p.m. live from Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge. Again, for my co-host, JJ, and also our guests for coming on tonight, Madison Bulldogs volleyball coach Jill Cradaville, Chester Area Flyers head football coach Brad Benson, and, of course, the number 18 ranked Dakota State Trojans head football coach Josh Anderson, Jacob Giles, and also Derek DeVries for coming on. This has been a proud presentation of KJAM Sports and also Dakota's Best AM 1390. Coach's Corner live from Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge on AmazingMadison.com and Dakota's Best AM 1390.
Thanks for listening to Coach's Corner on Dakota's Best AM 1390 and at AmazingMadison.com. Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Sportsman's Steakhouse and Lounge in Madison. Tune in next Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. for Coach's Corner on KJAM.